Hello friends, welcome to another 3-minute Game Pass. I'm Nathan. Today I'm going to tip this Game Pass game is worth your time and bandwidth. Today's game is Gears of War Ultimate Edition. The game that spawned a billion knockoff third-person shooters during the 360 era is back in this shiny new version. Is Gears of War worth replaying in the current year? Gears of War Ultimate Edition is a PC and Xbox release, but it doesn't have any cross-achievements, play, or saves, which is unfortunate. It does feature FPS boost on the new consoles to bump it up to 60 FPS, and the campaign is about 8 to 10 hours long. So what exactly is Gears of War Ultimate Edition? Well, Gears is arguably the cover-based third-person shooter, as it's the game that laid out the foundation upon which hundreds of Unreal Engine games copied even to this day. You play as Marcus Fenix, disgraced former soldier who is busted out of prison by his buddy Dom to be re-enlisted by the COG in the never-ending war against the Locust Horde. The Locusts are an underground race of uglies who popped up one day to wreak havoc on the planet Sarah and its inhabitants. As Marcus, you and your buddy Dom are tasked to plant a bomb that will scout out all of the Locust tunnels for a future all-out attack. As you progress, you are joined by the other two key members of the squad, the sarcastic mechanic Baird and the ex-Thrashball star Cole, and the group of four blast through the baddies until they reach the mission's end. This game is ultimately a cover-based third-person shooter following all the tropes that have been associated with it, as the game basically invented them all. As a gear, you are essentially magnetically attracted to cover and pop out to take pot shots at enemies. While you could just bunker down and shoot back and forth Police Academy style the entire game, in reality you're going to want to use the environment to your advantage, including flanking, environmental hazards, and so on. The other key mechanic is the active reload. When you press the reload button, you can either wait for it to happen automatically like in other games, or if you tap reload again at just the right time, you will reload sooner. Tap in the sweet spot and you'll not only reload, but you'll also get bonus damage for the reloaded clip. This makes every reload a bit of a mini game, as each weapon has a different sweet spot you'll have to master and get into your muscle memory in order to optimally play the game. Aside from its core third-person cover-based shooting, the game does mix up stuff a bit, so it isn't just hiding, shooting, and reloading. Some areas require you to light the way in the dark, lest you be eaten by murder birds. A few missions require defending locations, or even driving a vehicle for about 5 minutes. But mostly you'll be taking cover, flanking, and shooting through a fairly short co-op campaign. So what do I like about Gears of War Ultimate Edition? Well, the campaign is still very engaging and really well paced, with the core combat encounters solid throughout and an absolute blast playing co-op. Additionally, despite the game being very brown and gray, it still looks really good, mostly in part to the great art direction around the world's architecture, which gives it this kind of timeless aesthetic that I really enjoy. And lastly, I still love the core squad of characters in this game. Even if people say they're meathead dude bros, they have a lot of unique characterizations and really great personalities, with some of them being jokey, some of them being serious. They play off each other very well, and there's a reason why these characters have endured. When it comes to the bad, for being the Ultimate Edition, they didn't really address any of the complaints people had with the core Gears problems for this re-release. Things like not being able to be revived, and you get knocked down, you just die and have to reload a checkpoint, and the final boss being absolutely a pain in the ass and anti-fun. I don't know why they didn't make any improvements in that regard. Similarly, while solid, the shooting and cover mechanics do feel a bit clunky compared to its later games, and especially modern games, and it surprised me that they didn't smooth out the game's edges a little bit to try and make the shooting feel more modern. And lastly, gameplay doesn't switch up much over the campaign, which is mostly just you moving from encounter to encounter with similar chest-high walls indicating a fight's about to break out. And this isn't on the list, but in the original Gears of War, over the credits, they used clips from Cole to create a rap song over the end credits, which was amazing and really funny, and they removed it for the Ultimate Edition. How can this be the Ultimate Edition without the Cole rap over the credits? It can't. What the heck are you guys thinking? As you know, we're considering a 3-point scale, must play, maybe consider, don't bother. I think Gears of War Ultimate Edition is a maybe consider, because it has aged okay, but is absolutely outshined by pretty much any of its sequels in terms of its gameplay. I was really hoping that this Ultimate Edition would be a chance for Coalition to polish this game up and apply some modern improvements to the now dated foundation, but instead it's more of a one-to-one translation, kinks, problems, and all. Gears is still a fun run and a core piece of gaming history, but overall, any of its 360 sequels still outclass it in terms of scope, scale, and gameplay. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and go out there and enjoy Gears of War Ultimate Edition.